Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Hey, it's Becky from Power Tools with Thread. I'm going to get situated on my chair. You're in our Stitchuation room. This is a Monday through Friday virtual stitching retreat where you hang out with me on my sewing journey. And I hope I can inspire you to put something under the needle. We are home and Frito is here. Let's get some Frito love down here. There she is. There she is. Hello, Frito. Yes, I got your goldfish. Yes, I got your goldfish. Yes, sweet girl. You happy to be home? I know I am. Yes, there you go. All right. Let's get you a day biscuit. Let's get a day biscuit. Yeah, sweet girl. You're a good girl. All right, you guys. All stop for the dog. We know how that goes, right? Let me put this up here. Y'all, I slept like a rock. We got home yesterday about 2. Of course, then you have to put all food away and all the stuff. It's just crazy. And I am so glad I slept straight through 8:30. Soon as Survivor ended, I headed for the rack and I was done. Oh, my goodness. Let me get my coffee. Oh, wow. Yeah. So Embroidery Thursday. What fun. We're going to have a ball. Give me a thumbs up. I appreciate that. Helps the channel a whole lot. You're sitting there doing nothing anyway, but watching me. There's a little thumb. Just tap that. Good morning, everybody. Prayers for everyone and all of your possessions in the path of Helene. Woo, she looks like a doozy down in Florida. We're going to get any weather here from her. We're too far west. Oh, that coffee is fantastic. Yesterday, when I was at our house in Port O'Connor, I had mentioned that I make my own coffee pods. And someone said, what do you mean you make your own pods? So I thought about that when I was making my last cup this morning. And I brought it in here, what my little setup looks like. So they make this little bat wing looking, I'll hold it over the white door so you can see it. And it holds exactly 2 tablespoons. I'll have to link to these. I didn't put the links below the video, but I will. And then they make these little, got coffee grounds. They make little tiny filters. Okay. They make little tiny filters and I put my coffee in them and I just put in a little Tupperware thing. I make 9 at a time. So I'm good for 3 days plus the 3 that I made because I have 3 cups every day. And you can find those little make your own pods, the pods themselves in any of the coffee aisles where either the coffee is or where the coffee machines are. They have them there. And I think if you buy a Keurig, you used to get one. Anyway, I use that one for tea. But, y'all, I drink 3 cups a day on average, sometimes 2, but most likely I'm drinking 3. And I have been doing this for 5 years. So multiply 3 little plastic pods times 365 times 5 years. Some of y'all are doing the math right now. That's how much plastic I have not dumped into a landfill. Probably enough to fill a landfill myself, right? I mean, it's just, I'm not this big green thing. How would my grandmother have done it if she had a Keurig type, right? Like I don't use paper towels except for grease. I use dishcloths. That's just how I roll. Anyway, we didn't come here to hear that. So today is Embroidery Thursday. And this is Spanky. For those of you who are new, Spanky is the Brother PR 1055. He's a 10 needle. A lot of you have got single needle flatbed machines. And this is called a tubular machine because it has a tubular arm that comes out right here. And this allows you to do tubular things like pant legs and hats and, sleeves, whatever, anything tubular, t-shirts, right? Bags, especially bags. So this can also do flat as well. It can function as a flatbed, and it does have a large quilting table here that you can put on. It slips onto it. It's quite, look, it covers almost all of me. It's a large table and it's wonderful. Let me turn Spanky on. And then the cabinet is an arrow cabinet that is designed, I think, for this machine. And I got it at the same time when I bought the machine. Now, y'all, I'm not catching a whole lot of the chat. It's across the table from me here. I'm on a different little setup than normal. I've got some glare going on. There we go. So, y'all, if you are considering a multi-needle, then if you can swing financially the 10 needle or larger, do it. Okay. And don't get me wrong, 6 needles are great. I know some of you have them. Brother makes a 6 needle. They're great. But if you become a lover of embroidery, you're going to outgrow that thing in about 4 minutes. And that's just a piece of advice. You're going to get so good at it and you're going to say, oh, I wish I could do more colors at one time. And that's just, I don't like hoop envy and I don't like needle envy. Okay, so that's just me. Yeah, Star says she loves her 10 needles. She's a workhorse right now. Right. Bonnie's been trying to get me to move Spanky to her. Freedom. Is somebody outside? Bonnie's been trying to get me to move Spanky to her house, and I'm not doing it. So where did Spanky get his name? Well, when I first got him years and years ago, one lady in, I think it was on Facebook, in our Facebook group, she had put one of those memes or whatever it was with a picture of little Spanky from the Little Rascals going, wow. And I thought, that's adorable. So, and he is definitely, wow, this machine. It's this close to being industrial. They can be hooked up side by side. So they stitch, you know, like in a row. You can put several heads together in a row. It's amazing. It's amazing. It is wonderful. Okay. I do need to put some grease in here, or some oil grease. Listen, I just read grease. It's going to do an initial calibration, just like all machines do when they first come alive. And I'm going to remove the bobbin. And there is a way. I'm going to do my oil thing here until it, okay. Just put 1 drop of oil into the hook. I got to do that. Okay. Something very cool to show you guys. Let me put this oil in here real quick. There we go. Start of every day, 1 drop of oil. Very handy. Take care of your machines, all right? And they will take care of you. One thing I love about this 10 needle is that, I'm going to tell it, okay? Because it is this close to being industrial, I don't have to babysit it like you babysit a flatbed single needle machine. And they're wonderful. Like yesterday, I set this thing, I was doing a sample, and I went out and finished unloading the motorhome. Because on my phone here, where is my phone? Should be here. I don't have it. On my phone, it's got the Brother My Stitch monitor. So if anything happens, like a broken thread or something happens, whatever, it'll alert me and let me know. But Spanky is very independent. He likes to be on his own. Whereas Darla, my luminaire, she's got a little bit of an insecurity complex and she's like, don't leave me, right? Well, Spanky's like, go on about your business. I'll let you know if I need anything. And I love that about these kinds of machines. So if you are in the market for a multi-needle, they are fabulous. Again, if you can only, it's a Brother. This is a Brother. Yes, Barbara, it's a Brother. And there's a 6 needle as well. And if that's all you can find, these are hard to find unless you can get them brand new from a dealer. If you're looking for used, grab one, really. But used or brand new, fantastic machine. I do have a traveling repair guy who comes to my house to do any kind of maintenance that Spanky might need. All right. So something very cool I wanted to show you guys. You're just getting into your embroidery journey. Dime Designs and Machine Embroidery. This is my embroiderers. We'll talk about this in a minute. Designs and Machine Embroidery has put out a starter kit. They have a starter kit, not just for flatbed machines. They do have flatbed. They also have one for tubular machines. And I've got a link to this below. Guys, this is an investment in your craft. And when I say investment, you know it's expensive, but it's an investment in your craft. If you're just getting started, this is everything you need all in one spot. Christmas is coming. So if you want to get one of these, it's a good time to put it on your wish list. Okay. Like I said, I've got a link to it below. So it comes with 24 spools of thread to get you started. That's exquisite, dime exquisite thread. I've got too much stuff right here. I want to open this up and show you guys what's in here. Open the box, open the box. Yeah. So pull this aside. This is style L. Now the style L means that the bobbins that come in here are for L bobbins, which Spanky takes an L bobbin, just like my PQ 1500 straight stitch machine, identical bobbin types. There's another one for flatbed machines. So just take a look and see whether it's flatbed or tubular if you're going to go to that page and check it out. I need a pair of scissors. But what's in the box? Let me open this. I can watch my coffee. All right. See, it's brand new. Yay. Dime just started carrying these things. Y'all, if you are going to do embroidery stuff for bazaars, Spanky's your man. I'm telling you, because you can whip out 3-4 dog bandanas at one go. Once you get them sewn up, you can personalize those things. You can take this to, you can take it to the bazaar and you can personalize people's stuff on the fly and you will make money, big money. Get yourself a bunch of designs ready to go and stitch out those scarves that go over the boxwood wreaths and hang down, right? A last name initial and maybe a cross or Christmas or a fall or whatever it is, design on either one of those. This thing will just whip them out. No problem at all. I advise against, for bazaars, if you're going to make money with it, I would advise against applique. You can do applique on these, absolutely. But, you got to program in the stops and the odds of doing it wrong are pretty high. Hold on, we're taped right here. Man, I guess they don't want me to get into this. Yeah, let's see here. There we go. Now, Dime makes pre-wound bobbins, and that's all I use in all of my machines, except for the straight stitch. Okay, so you get 2 boxes of goodies here. Come apart. There we go. So one box has all your thread. Let me tape. There we go. Yeah. The shades, white, black, brown, all the basics. So there's your thread that you get in your starter kit. Okay. Christmas is coming, you guys. Get yourself something cool. And in the other box, you're going to get you're going to get medium cutaway stabilizer, medium cutaway stabilizer, medium tearaway stabilizer, water soluble topping. You use this on top of anything with a nap like minky or towels. You're going to get dimes. You're going to get a whole box. How many are in here? I don't know. There's 100 needles. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 50 needles for your multi-needle. 2 spools of King Star, gold and silver, perfect for the holidays. 2 spools of King Star. This is the best metallic thread in the world. It doesn't kink. I haven't had a problem with it ever. This is the Steady Stitch bobbins. So this is a plastic side. These are the size L. These are for Spanky. Those are Spanky's bobbins. Okay. And then behind here in the back, you're going to get a dime. Whoa. Embroiderer's compass. Okay. And this thing is absolutely invaluable. I used it yesterday, and I have been embroidering for years, and I used it yesterday. So I will show that to you here in a minute. But this is what you get in the starter kit. Maybe I can get all this back in here, maybe not. I thought you were going to get some Target stickers too, but no. Okay, we don't need Target stickers with this. All right. This machine has a camera in it. It also has Design Center, just like the Luminaire does. And it behaves almost exactly the same. So will the pre-wound you work with in the PQ? Yes, Ellen, they will. Yep. Okay. Yeah, that compass is a piece of gold. So yesterday, Deborah Jones, the lady, God rest her soul, just passed. This lady right here. Okay, I learned so much from her in my embroidery journey. And she had some craftsy classes. And one of her, I didn't even own Spanky. And I took the class, Getting to Know Your Multi-Needle, because I saw that class and I was willing to pay for it. And I was like, what is that all about? Because you know me, I love stuff that works, right? Mechanics. Ooh, toys. So Deborah Jones always said, there are those who test and those who wish they did. I say that all the time because it is fabulous advice. So what you do with the embroiderer's compass, I wanted to stitch a Designs by Juju sketch design. So this is the one I did, the waggers, okay, and the pumpkins, and it's such a pretty design. But I went ahead and did a sample so that I could confirm that those were the actual colors that I wanted and I could get it right. All right. So yes. Let's see. Story time. Can I use Design Center to stitch around applique, and how? Story time, have a video on how to do that. Yes, you can. Okay. I've done it several times, and you can do it on here. It's the same. It's the exact same thing. Hi, Dave. Are those pre-wounds in the plastic tubes sided? Yes, they are. So the towel that I'm stitching on, this towel, I got it, they're in the Amazon store. It's kind of a lightweight cotton. Okay. Lightweight cotton. That's all it is. Big old bar towel. Okay. Flour sack towel. You'll see them called flour sack towels. Okay. Big towel. And these towels you need to watch. They will have a loop on one end to hang on a hook, and that would be at the top. So make sure not to stitch on that side. FYI. Okay. All right. The problem you have in joining power tools with thread, if you have too many ideas, you need to up your execution, Ruth. Don't we all? Up your execution. I love that. Okay, Dave, you're on their site now. For a little extra money, you can get the magnetic worthwhile. So that's all I use in Spanky right now is the magnetic. I use Filtech magnetic bobbins. I love them. And if you have a spring in your bobbin case, like this one is a Filtech magnetic. Okay. If you have a spring in your bobbin case, you take it out. You don't need the spring in the bobbin case if you're using a Filtech magnetic bobbin, and only use Filtech. Okay. You guys, either Filtech or Dime for magnetics. They're expensive and they're worth it. All right. This machine, you do not want this machine. You really don't. Quality. Use quality in your machines. Don't go cheap. You'll be sorry. My repair guy tells me what keeps him in business is sticky stabilizer and cheap thread. Yep. And so I don't use either. I use Exquisite, Glide, What's the other one? Isocord, Floriani, Madeira, top of the line. Okay. I love the magnetic bobbins. That magnet sucks that bobbin to the bobbin case, and it doesn't bounce. And they're so good. Okay, so I want to know. I think I'm going to use tearaway stabilizer on my bar towel to put that little wagon on. And so on the embroiderer's compass, I got a link to this below, you guys. If you wouldn't use my links, I appreciate it. Around the outside, you the type of fabric that you're going to use. So here we have like sheer fabric opaque. That would be like organic, sheer fabric transparent, vinyl, lightweight knits, t-shirts, onesies, bulky knits, gauze fabric. That's what I chose. Nylon, lightweight, stiff, silk charmeuse, lycra. Okay, sportswear, right? Yoga pants and that kind of thing. Broadcloth, quilting cottons. And then has a whole bunch more as well. Faux fur, pile fleece, terry cloth, etc. So it says you put your fabric to what you're going to stitch on, see set fabric at arrow, read stabilizer, needle, and comments in the window. So stabilizer, 1 layer of tear and wash or adhesive sew and wash as backing beneath fabric, water soluble topping on top. And then it tells you the type of needles you could use and size. That depends on what you're going to, exactly what you're stitching on. And then you have comments. When open areas allow opaque stabilizer, hoop with sew and wash beneath and water soluble topping on top, hoop all layers together. Okay. So that's from the Queen, Deborah Jones. So this thing, like I said, I've been embroidering 10 years and I still reach for this. So even if you do not have one of these and you want to be an embroiderer, you never know. Somebody's going to say, you have an embroidery machine? Could you make me blah, 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 blah. Well, now you got to figure out, you can ask the question or you can have a resource right in your hand. Okay. Extremely handy, extremely. Again, I reached for it last night. I also reached for tearaway. Now, she talked about adhesive stabilizer. That's an iron-on. You can do that. Tearaway, when you get finished with your stitch out, you can cut it or tear it right next to the stitches. Hold on, get the one. But when it goes in the wash, that will wash out because it's really just a paper. It'll wash away like a seat that's in your pocket in the laundry. So I stitched this out and it turned out beautifully. Look at that. Let me zoom you in so you can see closely how it looks. No puckers. Okay. It's stitched out just beautiful. I have 1 layer of tearaway stitches in here and it turned out just beautiful. Now, I'm not completely happy with it because I feel like my yellow flowers could be a little more vibrant. And I don't know about this yellow. I've got all kinds of yellows. Yeah, maybe I'll use this one instead. I think that's a little better. I feel like my yellow flowers could be a little more vibrant, and that's okay. And a lot of times I'll use one towel like this and I'll make different designs all over it, just testing my stitch out. Now, I floated mine. She talked about hoop all layers. I'm a huge fan of designs and machine embroidery. This is the magnetic hoop for Spanky for the 10 needle. And it's a max size of an 8x12. I wish they'd make the big one because you can't go up to 9x14 in this machine. So, but I floated it and I floated it with sew tights. I use sew tights in my embroidery all the time. These are the standard sew tights. You can see are well out of the embroidery field. Never put them near where a needle will hit. And it worked out just beautifully. So I'd go ahead, show you how I change my threads and my philosophy behind more threads needed than spools available, than needles available. Okay. And then we'll get it going. I'm not going to let it run forever because it is loud. This machine is loud. Okay, it just is. All right. Let's see. Thanks for popping in, Peggy. Great to see you. I need that magnetic hoop. I know, Vicki. It is a game changer. Vicki, do you have a 10 needle? Gutermann is great thread as well. Thank you, Judy. Hey, if you guys were at this Sew Together last week and you came home with an extra 12 by 24 inch scanning mat that is not yours, please email me, powertoolswiththread@outlook.com. Let me know. Judy is missing hers. So you use Sulky. Is that a good brand? Yes, Wendy, it is. Pamela says she can't afford a multi-needle. I don't know which, Pamela, what? Okay. All right. So, oh, you don't have one, Vicki? Okay. So I'm going to show you how I hoop this. It's really simple, really easy to do. And then we'll get up on working with this. Now, if you get a new one of these and it's a brother or baby lock, they're offering Synchrony financing. I paid for Spanky over 5 years is what I did. You know, they had that 0% back then. Okay. You're welcome, Vicki. She started her chicken salad with my beautiful, my video. All right. Let's stand here and move you guys over here. We can take a look. Let's see. Let me move the computer out of the way. Oh, I want to show you first before we get started. Let me see here. I love the sound too, Pam, especially when I walk in from outside and I've been out there. My app hasn't told me there's any drama, and the sound, I open the door and I can hear it. And I'm like, yay, it's moving right along. All right. Pamela, I can't answer your question right now, sweetie. I'm rocking and rolling here. Okay. I tell you, if you have questions specific to things, please shoot me an email. I will be happy to answer your question. All right. Sometimes it's a little hard for me to go in and right now I'm doing this and I don't want to miss your question. So send me an email. I'll be happy to respond to you. Okay. If I can get you quickly, but see, I have to read. And what's happening is the comments are flying up and it goes and it appears and I can't. Then I have to think of an answer, half an answer, might get it wrong, you know. So, alrighty. But if you, I know interest rates might be up. You might not be able to get 0%, but I paid for mine over 5 years. And it was the way to go. All right. Because a lot of people don't have that kind of money just laying around. So if you can, great. If not, definitely look into the financing. So I wanted to show you guys. Let me get into, where's my mouse is upside down. My arrow's the wrong way. And I'm like, what's going on? I want to get into my Finder and I want to bring up the folder on my USB drive. Let's see. I can't see the USB. How come I can't see the USB? Let me close that out and then I will reopen it. Go back into Finder. I'm still getting used to this MacBook, y'all. No, I don't see my USB drive. What's going on? Maybe it needs a different plug. Because I wanted to show you guys the folder of the download that you get from Designs by Juju. Just in case, I went ahead and did some printouts for it so I can show y'all. When you do this printout from Designs by Juju, a lot of times like I looked at it in my embroidery software, or maybe you don't have embroidery software and you're just looking at it on the screen because you sent it over. You're going to get this big picture. This is a PDF file that you get, and it gives you a really good idea of what, hold on a second. Now I can't see anything on my screen. There we go. It's going to give you a really good idea of what thread colors to use, because a lot of times you may not have the thread colors that You might not have the exact color thread. You want something like it. So you can do a printout and you can see and say, okay, I think I can match those colors, right? Yeah, I plugged it in. It's not working. Always pops. It doesn't say no name, Angela. I know. And then she has this other thing. It's called color charts. Now the color charts, I want to show you. Hold on. There's another printout down here. So you will get thread charts as well. And thread charts, this tells you it's in a 4x4 or a 5x7. That's how big you can make those. Okay. When you're looking at these things, this will tell you, it says colors 12 of 13, stops 12 on both of these. This is the 4x4 right there. And that's the 5x7. And it gives you a little thumbnail of the color you could use, but it's pretty small. And you're not real sure what colors were. She's got another thing that comes in. It's called color charts. And the color chart is big. This is usually a JPEG. And I draw a line. This shows you which part of the design uses that particular color. So that's very handy for me. I pull that up. All right. So again, colors 12 of 13, stops 12. Catalog, Floriani's polyester. So the catalog of color that's used here is from Floriani's polyester. Don't worry about that. If you don't have Floriani, you can use your thread that matches these colors. And that's how you do that. Okay. Because when I pulled it up in Embroidery, it had all different kind of colors. It had pink and all kinds of crazy stuff in it. Because that one had defaulted to Buttermore. And then when I popped it into Exquisite in Embroidery, it's still stuck with the pink and everything. I was like, that's not going to work. And so I don't have an original thought in my head. I want my color to look exactly like Juju's, the way it was intended by the digitizer. Okay. So these things to have, yes. And I sit here and I study this. Now, this has, it says 12 of 13. There are 13 color stops. And a color stop is when it'll stitch something, it'll stop, and then it'll switch colors and go to another one. Well, if you've got 12 of 13, it tells me that one color is used twice. And it may not be used at the same time because it might be layered on top of another color, or it might be in a different section of the design or something like that. Okay. My nose itches, y'all. Excuse me. Very handy. So here, I printed this out again, and I'll go through horizontal instead of portrait. Didn't mean to do that. But I'll go through here and I'll write down which color I want to put on what part of the design. So you can do that too. Anything that helps for you to be able to see this. I've got 10 needles, 13 color stops, and 12 different threads. So I've got more thread than I've got needles for. Okay. There. So how I handle that. This is from Laserbee. And this is just a little, it's just a little tray that holds threads. Now Laserbee makes trays that fit in these drawers. You can, the clear tower drawers you can get from Michael's. They have trays that if you're super, super, super organized, like a Cricut, according to Clutterbug, they will even have trays that have your numbers for each individual thread palette on them, if you so desire. I do not. I don't think like that. Okay. I just think, let me turn this around so you guys can see. My threads, where you at? That's how I think right there. I just put those nail salon bottles of polish, and I just threw those on the wall and I organized by color. I don't care what brand it is. I don't care what the color number is. I don't care anything about that. Okay. That's how I think. And that worked for me very, very well. So Laserbee, what I do when I have more colors than I do threads, then I will, you can write on these in the bottom. You can put threads, so a different thread stop that. So I'll load the first thread, okay, and then I'll put my extra threads in 2, 3, whatever, and I can write on there if I want. If I have a whole bunch, usually I just have a couple extras. But so that's how I do that. I'm with you, Kathy. Who was it? Sarah said she tries not to put her thread in drawers because they get lost. They do. Saw lots of great little ideas for organizing threads this weekend. So in here, I've got overflow of other threads in here. Okay, so I got that. But I usually reach for those first. And then if I can't find exactly what I'm looking for, I'll come over here, open this up, and take a look. Okay. And then I've got thread pegboards in another, my little, where I keep my batting. I got thread everywhere, you guys. That's where all of my King Star is. All right. Poor connection today. I am hardwired into the internet, you guys. I'm sorry. Okay. So let me see here. Now, when I change my threads, let me see. I've got to get back to my thread colors. So we have a light taupe and a dark taupe. And this is my light taupe right here. The threads that I will change for the overflow, I usually do those on one side or the other of the outside of the back of the machine so that they're easier to get to. I don't change the ones in the middle if I can avoid it. So, all right. Okay. So when you want to change a thread, like I need to change from light taupe to this to light taupe, this brown. You can't see that. Hold on. Let me get the angle of the camera right. All right. What I do is I will give myself about an extra, 10 to 12 inches of thread, make a cut so that I have a nice long tail hanging here. Okay. And then I will put the light taupe on the spool, remove one, and then I tie them off exactly like I do on a single needle. So I've got plenty of tail here. I just put the two ends together, tie them, create a loop, a single knot, and pull it through. Just drop it behind the spool like that. In the front, I unthread the needle with my, just grab it and pull it through. And are we sitting? We're hung up in the back. Get that. I'll pull this through and get my knot. There we go. And before I cut it, I'm going to do the needle threader and push it under the little hooks. Here's my thread cutter right up here, and do it again. And that threaded the needle for me. Easy peasy. Love it, love it. Usually, once you've got this thing threaded one time, you don't need to rethread it again. I love it. All right. So the buttons on this and the interface is very much like the other brother machines that are on the market. Let's take a look. Let me back up just a little bit. I sent the design over wirelessly, so I'm going to touch the wireless icon with the pocket. And here it is right here. And I need to rotate it, but I'm just going to tell it set. And I'm going to rotate it upside down so that the biggest part of the towel is hanging off the machine to the front of me. So I'm going to hit rotate and 90 and 90 and tell it set. Or tell it okay. I can't see for the glare, and edit end. Now, I haven't touched the embroidery button yet. I'm not into embroidery. This button right here with the 3 thread spools, that's where you tell the machine which thread spool to use on which needle. So I'm going to change my yellow, Carol. I will. Thank you. Yeah, I will. And I'm not there yet. Now, if you have one of these machines and you don't, your little thread spools are grayed out, let's go into the settings. That's the little piece of paper with some lines. And we've got your numbers. It says I'm using Isacord. I'm going to bounce through here on these. And let's see what I'm looking for. Page. Which one? Page 7, manual color sequence. Make sure that is on. If yours says off, turn it to on, and then those spools will be available for you, and you can put and tell it which needle to use when. So the machines that come out of the factory with their preset to stitch the right colors according to the machine, the designs that are in the machine when you bought it. And I don't use those, or I do, the fonts or whatever. But if you've got designs that are in the machine, that's already set for each color. And it comes default like that. But I want to set my own colors because I bought an external design from the machine. Okay. So I need to change out my yellow thread, as Carol mentioned. Okay. I'm just going to grab it and drop it down, give myself a needle, give myself a tail, cut that. Okay. And gold, I'm going to use, what do I do with it? It disappeared. It's right here. There's my brighter yellow. This is what it was. So I think that'll look a lot better. Yeah, that'll look cool. I'm just going to put it on the spool and tie my tails into a single knot. This thing looks intimidating, y'all. When I first got this machine, it sat there for 3 months. I was afraid of it. And then I thought, well, I'm not going to get any use out of this thing with me just looking at it. So I need to get with the program, right? So I just turned it on and started poking around on it. I made a little design for the machine first. I need to do number 10. Right now we just did number 1. I need to do number 10. So I'll pop over here and show you guys what I'm doing. Yeah, I was afraid of this machine. Absolutely. Yeah, I wasn't afraid of it, but I was intimidated. So down here at the bottom, you've got a hoop with 2 needles side to side. I'm going to touch that. And I'm going to, let's see, I'm on spool number 10. Let me go to 10. The head moves over to 10. All right. Easy peasy. Back you out a little bit. Okay. Now I'm just going to touch my needle threader button so that the needle the threader puts a hook through the center of the needle. And I'm going to put my thread around the little feet and around the hook and cut my thread off and thread it. Ta-da. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. And I'm done. I'm going to tell it okay. All right. Now I've already set this, but I'm going to change a couple of things on my thread. So let me show you how easy that is. Let's get in here to my screen. All right. So in my manual thread sequence, I'm going to touch my 3 spools. Let's see. So now, I turned it off. I didn't save it in memory. So we've got the picture. This is the preview up here. And we have the list of the color stops. So there should be 13 color stops. It goes 1 through 10. There's 1, 2, and 3. And that's it. So we have 13 color stops, right? Go back up to 1. Here we have a preview of what it's going to stitch. And here it says 1 through 13. These 2 columns of numbers, 1 through 10, correspond to the spools on the back of the machine. And then we have a hand to tell it to stop. We have a do not stitch and okay. That's pretty simple. So what I do is I'm going to look at my little diagram here. Okay. And I'm going to, it says number 1 is light taupe, and it's going to stitch the backfill sketch for the wagon. So 1, I want it to be spool number 1, and I try to get them as close as possible from the start, but it doesn't always work out like that because multiple threads get used multiple times. So 1, I'm going to tell it spool 1. That's good. Number 2, I'm just going to touch it. Number 2 is dark taupe, and that's on spool 2. So it already says 2. Number 3 is dark taupe. So that also needs to be spool number 2. So the numbers are changing here on the screen. Let's see. Color stop 4 is celery, and that's that light green, and that's on spool number 3. So let me go to number 4. And you can see right here, I'm on 4 of 13. That's spool number 3. Okay. Let's see. Color stop 5 needs to be the dark hunter green. That's spool number 4. And I'm just going to continue to go down and do this. Let's see. Number 5 is spool number, oh, number 6 is spool number 5. It gets confusing. You got to stay straight. Where are we at? Number 7 is also spool number 5. They used a different color, but I'm not. I'm using that. All right. Number 8 is the cantaloupe, and that is spool number 6. So this is how you manually color sequence. Touch the next one. Number 9 is the burnt orange. That's spool number 7. Okay. Number 10, color stop 10 is spool number, let's see, that's the sunflower. And that is, let's see, they say sunflower, but it's an orange. And I'm going to use spool number 8 for that. All right. The goldenrod, these are the yellows. That's going to be spool number 10. All right. And the last 2, I don't have spools for because I only have a 10 needle. So I'm going to touch this. So there's where that's the centers of the sunflowers. I want those to be that pretty brown. That's going to be spool number 2. Like it is. It says it's 2, but I want it to be 2. Number 3, it says I think I want that to be a different color. 13. Color stop 13 is a different color. I don't have it on there, so I'm going to put my hand because this machine does not stitch and stop. It stops then stitches. It reads this way on that color schematic. So I'm going to put my hand up right there, and the machine will stop, and I can switch out my threads to be what I want to be. And that's good. So I'm going to tell it, okay, I'm good to go. I'm going to tell it embroidery. And it's completely set. Now, unless the power goes off and I didn't hit memory. Let's hoop. Let's hoop, shall we? I love sketch designs. Sketch designs are, let me show you. They're and it's an open weave design. Open weave. Okay. You can see bits of the towel through the design. See that? There's not a heavy fill in here. And that's why these designs are fabulous for towels, because especially like these flour sack towels. That's why I didn't get any puckers, because there's not a heavy stitch in there. How much is the 10 needle? Well, you could buy a used car. Okay, Linda. It totally depends on the dealer. Specials they might bring. Hard to see because it's blurry. I'm sorry, Bernadette. It shouldn't be. It's because I moved around. Now, I can just pull this. See how it just pulls away? This is tearaway stabilizer. Very easy to get rid of. There's a trick in the embroidery world to save stabilizer if you didn't tear it up like I just did, that you can just get rid of the middle and lay another piece of stabilizer on top of that and conserve a smaller, but I've got this torn up, so I've completely replaced it. But the stabilizer that's on the back of the fabric now, this will just wash away in the laundry and not have any problem. If you want, you can trim your nails. Don't cut your knots. Okay. Very nice. It turned out beautiful. I just wanted her yellow. Okay. So how I am going to do this, lift this up. I got too much stuff. Where's my little, no. I need more room. Here we go. Okay, lay this out. This is the top of my hoop. Just get, that'll be fine. Okay. This is the very, very precise way of measuring your stabilizer. That's good right there. I know it's going to fit because the hoop is what I use to measure. Where did my little corrugated cardboard go? Under here. Now, I like to float because these magnets are so strong that a lot of times it's difficult to get your project smoothed out. See how easy that was? Okay. Now, to get this straight, I ironed. Where's my iron marks? Down here? Yeah. So again, the loop of the top of the project is at the top. There's the loop. Okay. So I ironed out the bottom. Here is center of the towel on the fold. This is what would go over the handle on an oven. Okay. And I folded it this way and got a crease. And the tag is down here. And then I folded bottom to center and got a crease so that the center of the design will go right here. Okay. You can use a dime target sticker to put in the center. Keith says we're going to get Starlink, you guys. We're tired of waiting on the fiber people. We'll see if that works. Now, I've got zero center on my tapes. I'm going to put those on a line. So here's my center line, and here, let me get this. It's not exact. It's close. It doesn't have to be exact. Okay. Let me find center line here. I'm putting my finger on my little, sticker so I can kind of get it close to center right there. Okay. That's pretty close. It's blurry. I'm sorry, you guys. It's my internet. I have sorry, sad, horrible, live in the boondocks internet, and I apologize. It's all I can do. So I'm going to hold the magnet bottom underneath and put that on there. Hold it with my finger. The thing to everything. All right. These little magnets are so nice for floating. I don't have to pin anymore. Sometimes it's so hard to pin on a flat, surface like this. Okay. This looks good. I'm going to Smooth it out. All right. So remember, I had told you the thing's upside down. This is the top of the towel. Yeah, I don't. Well, Dave, my speed test, it's the upload that's the issue for me because I'm streaming. It's the speed that's the issue, not the download. That's easy. That's fine. Okay, I'm going to put it in the machine. All right. It says the carriage of the embroidery unit will move. Keep your hands out of the way. So that's a thing too. You kind of have to remember when you have a tubular machine is all about making sure that the bulk of the project is hanging off the front, and 9 times out of 10, you are embroidering upside down. Okay. You have Starlink. When you hardwire it to your laptop, your download speed is well over, and your upload is sometimes around 25 to 30. That'll help me, Kaylee. I've got to have something. Keith's going to order it today. We're going to tell it, okay? All right. So I need to make sure I'm on center and that my target sticker's in the center of the design. Let me get you in here and show you what I'm going to do. We'll just do it right now. I'm going to go to return. Tell it okay. So from this screen right here, just like on the Luminaire, I have a camera. So it's going to take a picture. I'm going to hold this up. I'm going to hold it up a little bit because sometimes it'll get caught and clunk around and scare you. I'm going to take that. All right, I can see it. I see my target sticker. Let me zoom in. It's hard to see through the design, but it's there. Whoa, sorry. Let me turn the bucket. You guys are in a bucket. There we go. So I can see my target sticker right there, okay? And I'm going to touch this needle button to give me my crosshair. So I'm going to use the jog. Okay. I'm going to use the jog buttons to move this around so that it's moving. The frame is moving, not the design. Okay, there's about level. Okay. Move it over. That'll work. Okay, so I'll just touch the little machine again. It's ready to go. You can get way in there. It's got really, really good magnification, and you can get way in there. Okay. So I'm going to tell it embroidery. Remove my sticker. Remove your sticker. Right? Pop it up here. And lock. And go. And it's ready to go, and it's going to stitch it. Now, this is a 40-minute stitch out. Let me get in here and show you guys what I'm talking about. It's loud. What happened? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. My thread. It unthreaded. Look at that. Okay. Tell it cancel. Let me get my thread again. I'm going to... What happened with this? Did it get hung up? Pull it. It's wrong. Something's wrong. What's wrong? Give me my thread. Ah, it's tied around the... Oh, how did that happen? Okay, that's all right. Well, so even when you pull it straight through, sometimes things get wrapped around the axle, don't they? That's okay. No problem. Let me go to my needle threader. Oh, this has to go behind that hook. Hold on. Did you get? No. I need a pair of scissors to get that. There's a little hook up here. It's the last thread guide above the needle. And this can be a challenge to get that up in there. They have a tool that comes with the machine. Where's that? It looks like this. And it's got a little fork on that middle end right there. Okay. So I can take this and pull the needle down, and I can use that little fork to push the thread behind it and then pop it in where it goes, and it works really well. Rethread. Okay. I'm going to tell it, okay, I want to go to needle plus minus. I'm going to go back to 0. Tell it okay. And okay. Lock. Let's do it again, shall we? Change to a larger embroidery frame. Now you're being difficult, Spanky. What's going on? You didn't tell me that before. And we know it's an 8x12, and this is a 5x7 design. It doesn't need a larger embroidery frame. Let me tell it lock. Okay. Ah, it didn't recenter itself. Now it's fine. Okay. Okay. We're good. Go now. Yep. So I put this on pause. I just want to show you guys, okay, what we've got up here, and I'll explain it. So this is a preview of what we're stitching. This is going to take 38 minutes. It's on color stop 1 of 13. It's got 23,562 stitches. And, oh, it says this one's going to take I don't know what that 30, it's 1 of 40 minutes. And then here are this is the spool that is being used, and that's the color stop that it's on. So that tells you everything you need to know. Okay. There we go. And that's it. So I'm going to let this stitch out again. And when it gets to the hand and stops, I will switch out spool number 1 with the different color that I want it to stitch the little tops of the pumpkin stems in. And that's it. So yeah, Karen says she spends too much money when you watch me. I'm trying to make your life easy and fun. That's what I do, right? You guys, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. If you're watching on replay, thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. You have a whole day, and I very much appreciate you bringing me into your home. You guys, give a thumbs up. Double check the magnetic placement on the left. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I appreciate it. You're fine. All right, Betsy. No, it's all good. You guys have a wonderful day. I will see you tomorrow. Come on back. We've got a little giveaway, okay? We'll talk to you soon. You guys go sew something. Bye. Let me get this going.